Now, the fourth category of the people are the people who sell ideas. And the best way, since it is easy to set them, and this is the best way since it is very easy to set them at a premium prices. Now, selling ideas is one of the most important aspects of this kind of business. Why? Because it is very easy for me and you to actually set premium prices. Why are we saying premium services? Like if you're a specialized person in a certain area and you find a way of generating ideas, and maybe you're a genius, you know how to develop ideas, so you can easily set your prices on a at a premium level, and that is one of the best way. For example, if you are a writer and you write a very good book, you're sharing your ideas, of course you are now selling ideas, you find that it's easier for you to say that this book is at 100,000, this book is at 300,000, this book is at 1 million, depending on how better you think your ideas are well received, or you can say your book is at 5,000. So no one will come and judge that, I know this book should be at this amount. No, these are your ideas. And so many other areas of doing this work. So there are people who are actually thriving also selling ideas, strategies, concepts. So I know most of the people, and I've ever done also this, like writing concepts, business concepts, writing organizational concepts on how to solve certain problems. So there are some people who are facing certain challenges and they are finding it hard to solve their puzzles. So what they do is actually is finding solutions. They research and find a solution and sell the solution to the people who are in need at the amount of money they want. Why? Because you cannot dictate it is his solution, so you're paying for the solution. So it's easy to set a premium price for that. And I insist it is very easy. And I always recommend this for people who are always creative thinkers, that when you come into the business of creation of ideas, it is actually one of the best lucrative business currently. Why? Because we are in a knowledge industry and in the self-education industry that people are finding it easier to learn from people who have done certain things, and they are so fluent that it is easy for them to pay higher prices to an individual rather than going to the university and colleges to acquire that kind of knowledge. So that's why now you can charge your services in that design, a special knowledge, at a premium price. No one will come and put a price cap that we cannot buy this beyond this. No, it's your knowledge and it's you who possesses it, so you can easily determine the price you want. So is coaching programs, trainings. So people can set their coaching programs on different amount of money, and you have no authority to say that this is too high. If you can't afford it, you leave it. So in short, we are looking at 4 people who are actually also in the business of selling. We said there are those who are employed and self-employed, there are those who are selling products, there are those who are selling services, and there are those who are selling ideas. Those are 4 major ways on how you can take money from other people peacefully without having issues with them. Now, the last one, the people are selling ideas, is the easiest way, in a way that you can price it at any amount of money you want. And if you find a way of recording or taking record of your ideas and find a way of making them reach to as many people as possible, then you make big sums of money because you can set premium prices. Now, I want to go back to the main topic. We said that you either sell or be sold. Now that you know the 4 kinds of sellers on the market, which person do you want to be? You want to sell your ideas, you want to sell your products, you want to sell your services, you want to sell your time. What are you choosing? I wouldn't recommend selling your time, but I can still recommend you to sell your time if your intentions are different from money. If you really want money, you don't need to sell your time. All you need is find a product on the market, improve it, raise capital, get people to work, let team to work with you, produce products, multiply them, distribute them, let people start paying from different parts of the nation. That is very easy. You can easily reach so many people so well, as long as if the product is desirable and people are actually looking for it. So basically, that's what I wanted to remind you, that on that you need to know. Now, you either sell or be sold. I first had to make a decision. I asked myself, I looked around my house, I looked around myself, I realized that almost everything I have, I've not made them myself. I've bought them from other people. And you know what I've done? I've actually touched into my pocket, got my money and gave it to someone. That someone gives me the shirt, gives me the trouser, gives me the shoes, gives me the lotion, gives me the food, gives me the whatever I want. The transport, etc, etc. So basically we are always spending, and the art of getting rich, as I've discovered, is not much about spending, it's about earning. So I become rich when what I'm spending is less than what I'm earning. You cannot avoid spending, obviously, that's a must, but you can learn, I can learn how to earn more than I'm spending. In the fact, the other day I was saying that if I can find a way of earning money when I'm sleeping, more than the money I'm spending when I'm awake, then I can declare myself rich. I repeat, if I can find a way of earning more money when I'm asleep than the money I'm spending when I'm awake, then I can describe myself as a rich man. And that is the way I have to go. If you find yourself spending more than you're earning, know that you're poor. Know that you're still lacking. So, and you can only do this through one thing. Either you're selling products or you're selling services. And in this case, you're not directly involved. You have a team, you have a system, you have a structure that is doing the work for you. So that when you're sleeping, they're still working. But you cannot manage it when you are actually selling your time, when you're employed. An employee earns money when he's still awake. When he sleeps, he stops earning. When he leaves work, it doesn't earn. And in most cases, they pay him enough to make him survive and a little to live on, so that when you give him too much money, he will not come out to work. So you give him moderate money so that he can still have the desire to come and work for more money. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that the only way how you can do this is by setting a system that can generate you income, that can generate me income, that even when I'm asleep, I can still make more money. So that is very key to me, and should be very key to you. That you should find a way of earning much more money when you're asleep than how much you're spending when you are awake. That because if me and you solved that, then we would be among the richest people. And the easiest way to do this is by actually setting up a product, because you can sell your products even when you're asleep if you have a better distribution channel. So in fact, the other day I was doing consulting. Of course, I'm a life coach. Most people pay to come and consult me on certain issues concerning sales, marketing, and personal life activities. So in short, when I used to sell my time, I could find, like, in a day, work with like 6 clients. Let's say 6 clients, each one is giving 50,000. That is 300 a day. So at the end of the day, 300 a day. And when I couldn't exceed 6, why? Because 6 is a big number. Most cases you don't exceed 6. If you are really doing good work, you need to spend more time with your client, find the solutions for them, helping them realize what they are doing wrong and getting them to different directions. So I realized that that is a little bit complicated. They have to keep coming. You cannot exceed 10 people in a day. So by the end of the day, you are too tired, too exhausted, because the law of depreciation works. By the time you reach in the evening, you are already exhausted. You can't do anything. So what do? It was very easy. I said, what if ideas into a book? So that idea came. Now these ideas I've been sharing with clients, now I can put them into a book. Now, this book, of course, it was Earth, the Fool's Gambling Theater, the first book. Now, this book, I put it on the market. And before you know it, people all over the world are buying. Whether I'm sleeping or I'm awake, I see people coming, buying. So now, I translated myself from meeting people one-on-one until I had to translate this information into the book so that whoever wanted to consult could easily buy the book and even know more than I would tell him in 2 or 3 hours we are spending together doing the work of consulting. So in so doing, I found a way of selling my book or my books much better, and it is generating more income, and the client is getting more information on how to do what he wants to do easier. So basically you find it very interesting. Why? Because I had to find a way of earning more money when I'm asleep in the same business I'm doing, because I've been into the business of ideas, selling ideas long enough, and I really enjoy it. I love challenges. When you tell me that something is not working, I actually want to see why. That is what keeps me going. So you find yourself, but you are limited by the number of companies you're working. But if you can generate those ideas into a book or an audio program or a video program, now these companies, the leaders, can buy and translate that information into their work. And of course, you find a book is cheaper than consulting one-on-one. So basically, it is very interesting that way you can generate much income than actually meeting people in person. Why? I have limited time. So I had to generate this service into a product. And this product was the book. And now you can look for it. And the other day when I was still studying, or especially studying programming, it was very hard for some students actually to understand some concepts of C++, that is a programming language, the programmers, So I found it more class students asking me the stuff that I was understanding, and I was finding myself explaining them, and they were understanding much better than even our lecturers. So I started getting more bookings. Like people are like, Angel, I didn't understand about this. I didn't understand about data structures. I didn't understand about this and this. So I found myself being occupied. And my time was limited, so I had to put a price to limit the number, but the people kept on coming. Fellow students kept coming. Even after I had put a price, I was like, okay, fine. I need to translate these ideas into the book so that I can have more time to study other languages. I wouldn't restrict myself to actually teaching only that. So, and remember, I was a student also. So I had to find a way of putting that into a book, and that was computer science for rookies. And I found it much easier. So whoever wanted to know about this, I would actually give him the book, and I would find it more interesting because I would explain, in the same book, I explain things like as if I was doing one-on-one explanation. So I found that way easier. So, and I had to put it on the internet and start saying it. And you find now people are buying. 3 years ago, still people are buying. And I'm sure they will still continue buying, even 10 years from now, until those languages I was sharing in that book are over. But what I know, they are not going to end today. They are going to be there. So, in short, that is one way. Now, even if I'm sleeping, I tell you the truth, people will still buy the book. There are always those beginners of C++, those beginners in Java, those beginners in HTML, etc., etc. So, what am I trying to talk here? I'm saying that if you can find a way of selling your products, if you can find a way of earning when you're sleeping more than when you are awake, chances are high that you are going to enjoy yourself. So you are going to enjoy yourself in a way that you start making lots of money when you are asleep than money you are willing to spend when you are awake. So what does it mean? Now this also takes us to having multiple streams. Remember, I have this book, At the Fool's Gambling Theater. I have this book, Computer Science for Rookies. I have this book, The Fool's Way to the Top, etc. So many other books. Now these are different products on the market. Now these are different streams of income, and so many others, the other companies I'm working with. So I appropriated. So I mean, you need to find a way of earning much more income than you are willing to spend. And if you reach that level, then you qualify yourself to be rich. So, I mean, you have to find a way of reaching as many people as possible, and you help them get your services as faster as possible, so that they can get the money they're having to you, so that you can use your money also to buy the services you cannot make for yourself. So that is the best way, and you should make it a way that you make so much money that even when you are trying to spend, you still find that you are having much more So I think that is very interesting.